You know what I want to talk about while we're here is algae on the shells and how the shells develop. Because, you know, you see one, like the shell's perfectly beautiful, and then like the one over there, his shell's all full of algae. And so people want to scrub that off. They think it's bad for them. Give us some feedback.
Well, with these guys, they're usually in the wild, they're brackish, so they don't get the algae on the shell.
Okay.
Because the salt water kills all the algae off. Here, it's fresh water. They don't come out and bask as much. That's why they get the algae. And most of the time, the more you can have the water moving, the better it is.
Okay.
I choose just to dump and fill right now until I have the whole system set up to where it's always, the water's moving.
So if you have good flowing water, there won't be as much algae growing on. But
No.
it's not a bad thing, right?
No, it's not a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not unhealthy. I mean, people are thinking like, I gotta scrub this, but
you can scrub it off. It's all good. It's not going to hurt the turtle. Some turtles will develop shell rot on it, underneath it, if it stays too long. But you can do that by drying them out, or throw a little salt into the water to get rid of the algae.
Okay.
So that makes it pretty simple to keep control of the algae. It's a white concentric, more of a brown white because the shell is more brown instead of the blackish. But it's got some nice patterns on it. It's got the 2 spots. Looks like he's got a couple extra eyes up there. And you'll see that in the babies too, if the babies come out like that too.
Is that with all concentrics? Or no, because they don't have dots. It's just, that's the fingerprint, right?
Yeah. They're all different. They'll have the spots on the head, but then the lines might be a little bit different.
The diamond on the head is really spectacular.
Yeah. You can almost tell the difference by every turtle by the diamond, because every little pattern is just slightly different. See, and the pattern goes in through the eyelid into the eye.
Yeah.
You see that?
Oh, yeah. You can see it move right in there. So I'm fascinated with these waterland tubs. You know, I have one at my place. It makes me want to get more because the setup is so cool. They nest together so nicely. I don't want to say nest. They like stack together in the aisle so nicely.
Right.
And how often are their scoots falling off? I saw earlier when we were looking at one of them, the scoots were looking like they were getting ready to come out.
They flake off. It all depends how much food they're getting. You know, usually once or maybe twice a year.
A couple times a year.
They'll get some good growth rings. In the wild, probably not as much because they have to work for their food. Here, they just kind of sit and beg for food.
So these are the little growth rings on here, these little rings that we're talking about?
No, that's just pattern. The growth rings start in here.
Okay.
And then it splits open, and that's where the turtle starts to grow. See, and it just
there's one right
splits
there.
scoot, comes right off. So it doesn't hurt the turtle.
Cool. So the growth rings are in the inside here.
Yes, the lines.
Well, when you're talking about growth rings, educate us about, is this like the growth rings on a tree and you can tell how old they are? I mean...
Yes and no, because sometimes, you know, just like a tree, they can have 3 growth rings in 1 year. Or, you know, they'll get maybe 1 in 2 years. It all depends how much water the tree is getting.
Right.
So it's the same
It
here.
could be the weather pattern. So if we have a really warm summer, and then go into a warm winter, right? They're going to get an extra growth pattern that year, maybe?
Yes, yeah, they'll get an extra growth ring. It's the same with the turtles. And all the colors, you see, the patterns you see here they're born with those patterns. It doesn't change as they get older. The patterns stay exactly.
On the shell and the face?
On the shell, the face, and the skin.
Very interesting. That's good to know.
It doesn't change.
So there's another color variety of this particular one, right?
Well, there's a bunch of different color variety. We got the...
what would you call this one that we're looking at?
This is a little mix and match of everything, because I put everything with the white concentric males, or lighter colored males, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
So it all depends on the males. But you have the white concentric in here. You have a white and brown concentric, which has the brown, dark brown shell.
Here's that black and blue female.
That's the black and blue female concentric.
She's gorgeous.
Yeah, and you can turn her over and she's got some nice pattern on the bottom. and she's got the scoots getting ready to start splitting off. So
Look at her open her mouth. She wants to bite me.
oh yeah, that's a nice sharp beak.
Yeah, she'd get you good. She'd draw blood real fast, huh? Yeah. So you're selective breeding though, right? So this is just a group. You have some white ones set aside.
Yeah, I got some different white on white, the high white concentrics.
Can we put some of the high whites in here to like see them?
Sure,
up
yeah, we can
close
do
together?
that. Yeah, we can do that.
All right, I want to do that.
Let me go grab them.
Yeah.